Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 5th episode of the 2nd season of ReZero. I accidentally held up 3 fingers for 2nd season and I don't know why. But anyway, last episode was a pretty special one because we actually got to see Subaru's parents. That's not something I ever thought we would get in the show. Not in a million years, because, you know, he was in the new world. He was, to my knowledge, never going back to his original world. You know, that wasn't even in the cards, and yet, suddenly out of nowhere, Subaru got a chance to confront his past, his parents, and we got a full deep dive into his backstory and his relationship with his parents. It was some really good stuff, some really well done family stuff for sure. You know, in a lot of shows, the parents in anime are non-existent or sometimes even evil, but this kind of thing is it's good to have. You know, when you can have it. So we had all that last episode, and we ended off with going to school, as you do, and we saw Echidna there in like the school uniform. I'm not quite sure where we're gonna go from here. Will we check on Amelia? I don't know. So let's get into it and see. So 3, 2, 1, play. She looks good in that. I was joking, Subaru, but I'm glad you are on the same page. I had no idea I resonated so much with Subaru. I mean, I was thinking it. We were all thinking it. Fair enough. uh, yeah, I guess you do kind of see the parents in the opening a little bit there. I've only seen this opening like what, once? I don't know. We like just got the PD like last episode, the first time. Wait a minute, I just realized, is that the one girl from very early on season 1? It might have been. Man, just running in blood all over the place. I guess that's kind of Subaru in a nutshell. Gotta protect that smile, no matter how much blood gets shed on the way there. It was a really good opening. A lot of butterfly visuals, both in the opening and the ED. Well, yeah, but where do we go from here, I think, is the real question. How could you? Good question. I'd say it was a pretty solid result. So, she spied on the whole... she spied on the whole thing. uh, so essentially, she watched the episode too. Okay, I'm glad we're elaborating on the mechanics of this. Ah. Uh-huh. That's sitting position, though. Almost sound like an insult. Any response to that? What is the next question? Well, of course, it can't be that simple. Okay. uh, oh, okay. I mean, it still was a valuable experience. Definitely helped him, for sure. Not quite the hit she was expecting. Welcome to Subaru. High praise. You just gonna leave? Yeah, what is Amelia up to? Because she came in first. We haven't, like, checked up on her in a while. So, really curious about that. There's Amelia. She's still alive, at least. But she definitely seems to be suffering. I guess her meeting with her parents didn't go as well. I have never seen her look this terrified. I don't think I've ever seen anyone look this terrified. Uh... Do I even want to see the details of that? I don't think I do. Whatever was going on in her head. Yeah. What, Oto? What do you mean? What you talking about, Oto? Right. So we just unmix the blood. That's brilliant, Oto. You're a regular genius. Why? Washi, how old are you supposed to be? Yeah, we saw her before. I'm pretty sure we see multiple her in the opening. Ow! Jeez. What do you mean? And you are? Ryuzu Bilma. Okay. As you, I don't see that at all. Yeah, basically. He needs to meet ours someday. Name's not actually Barusu, just so you know. Okay. So, even if you took the body out, the soul would still be here, basically? That they wouldn't wake up. Yeah, it's pretty much what I thought. So, yeah, don't your idea was terrible. So, yeah, let's work on Plan C. How dare you not appreciate that beverage? Right, okay. So yeah, either Subaru or Amelia's gotta do this. Maybe they could work together, you know, tag team it. She looks better. Yeah. Oto's the worst. That's certainly one word for it. Then what is it? Progress is being made. Ouch. I don't know if I want her to. I don't know if she wants to. Of course, people can never just be united on one goal, can they? Definitely understandable. But we gotta get out of here, so. Yeah. Sure she does. You didn't have to do that. Yeah, okay, Subaru will get back over there now. So are we ready for attempt number 2? I don't know if I'm ready for attempt number 2. I'm fine over here. She's not my preferred of the siblings, no. But she's fine. Not a huge amount. Is that... Okay. I couldn't tell if that was laughing or crying at first. It's okay. That's helpful. Yeah, trust her not to live in the mansion, but apparently not to come into his room. Don't show me all this stuff. Doesn't make it okay. Not at all. Knew she was gonna do that. I'm definitely not. To make me smack you, Ram. Guess it was kind of a stupid question. Still do not like you. Some very specific faith. I really have not missed this character. So we just get unlimited tries, basically. He will always believe in you. I was half expecting somebody to try attacking Amelia in that scene. I don't know why. Alright, that. Maybe we could give that to Amelia to help her out. But thank you for clearing that up, Ram. That really didn't tell me much specific, but okay. You're more than welcome to, Amelia. Don't worry about it. Exactly. Thank you for that, Amelia. I feel much better. Yeah, I'm sure nothing will go wrong here. Only one. Very important one. I was waiting for somebody to bring that up. She did have a rough past, you know. Well, we're here. But, yeah, this always makes me nervous, Come on, where's the pile of corpses? I know what to expect with this show at this point. Well, nobody knows about her, so nobody should attack her, right? That's how it works. Okay, we definitely tripped over something corpsey. Hopefully it wasn't Rem. But I'm sure it is. Or did Subaru somehow get injured? Oh, okay, I think he did. Okay, there she is. There's the Imbowler, whatever she was called, girl that I mentioned I saw in the opening. You did. I remember you. Gigaka's wrong, we do see her again. Wow. Yeah. Oh, okay, just no AD. Yeah, at first thought he was like tripped over a corpse or something, but at a certain point it became clear that those were his organs that were kind of leaking, which is never a good thing. So anyway, that was the 5th episode of the 2nd season of ReZero. That's what I meant to say. It's just kind of funny that I noticed that she was in the opening in the same episode that she came back. It's pretty crazy. So, but yeah, our like first villain of the show comes back. I wonder what she was waiting for to finally make a return. Maybe she'll talk about that next episode. I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely a what would you call it? Dialogue. I mean, I was gonna say dialogue heavy episodes, but I mean, so was last episode. This is more like going back to trying to figure out everything that's going on, because there was talk of Frederica, there was talk of Roswell and all of his plans, you know, all the stuff that he just lets happen and thinks is okay to let happen and manipulate things and doesn't seem to care much for casualties. Just, I don't like him. I've never liked him. My like for him has just kind of progressively went down over the course of the series, and it definitely went down quite a bit more with this episode, for sure. So we're not even allowed to punch him because Ram's nearby. That's always frustrating. But you know, Ram and him have always had a connection. You know, I still remember that one mana recovery scene. I think it was back in season 1, very early season 1. So yeah, of course she blocks the punch. That's to be expected. Echidna was kind enough to explain to us kind of the mechanics of this. It was all very much fabricated world based on Subaru's memories, and we talked about that a decent amount. And I actually thought Subaru would end up doing the other 2 trials this episode, but we seem to be leaning towards wanting Amelia to do it because it has more meaning in that case, you know, obviously. But if Amelia can't do it, that's a bit of a problem. And she seems to be struggling for sure. Like when Subaru checked up on her finally, just the absolute fear and everything on her face was painful. That was some of the most painful, just raw emotion I've seen in the show in a while. Just, I mean, Subaru has obviously had a lot of low points in that regard, but Amelia, I don't think we've ever seen her anywhere near that bad in the show. You know, we already knew that Amelia had a rough back past because, you know, she half-elf, witch, all that stuff. You know, we got into that very early on in the show. But, you know, we never really saw any of that past stuff. It was always just kind of, we just see how people treat her now, which was not great. But just, yeah, imagine how it was back then. Just, yeah, I can only imagine the kind of thing that Amelia sees in her, in her visual world. Her confronting the past world, the first trial. It seems to be orders of magnitude more difficult than Subaru's. So I'm kind of glad we didn't see it, because I don't know if I could have handled seeing that. But somehow Amelia needs to be able to confront that, but I don't know how we really help her with that. Subaru's kind of already given as much encouragement as he can, but yeah, we'll see about that. Somebody suggested Subaru just doing it like I thought we were going to do initially, but yeah, he definitely doesn't want to do that, but he did successfully go through the first trial, so I believe he probably could go through the other 2, although I think we have literally no idea what the other 2 trials are, so I can't really have that belief based on anything, really. But Subaru manages to get through most things in the show okay. We learned about the existence of like another faction within the Sanctuary that doesn't want this whole freeing thing to happen, you know, the conservative faction, which is usually the case in any kind of big thing. And the biggest concern about that was the fact that Ram kind of mentioned that one thing they could do that would help their cause is to harm Amelia, as she put it. And I don't want that to happen, and I was kind of worried about it happening throughout the course of the episode. I thought maybe when Subaru and Amelia were talking at night, they would make a move, or I thought as they were, you know, within the carriage going to the forest, they might make like an ambush move there. But no, we actually got to the episode without anything like that, you know, any real violence. We didn't get any violence until the very end of the episode, where we had the return of our lovely first villain girl that just disembowels people. Just it's what she does. You know, when I saw Subaru's, you know, bowels on the ground, I kind of should have at that point figured it was her. But no, it wasn't until I actually saw her that it clicked in my head like, oh, that's that lady. That's kind of what she does, and she's finally returned. You know, part of me is kind of happy to see her again, but most of me is like, oh no, this is terrible because Subaru is kind of dying. That's a bit of a problem. So, like, I imagine he'll die from this. I mean, it's pretty bad, but I actually don't remember when our last save point is. I mean, we may have a new save point regardless because it's been a decent amount of time. Imagine the save point was before the first trial. that'd be something. But imagine it would be after Subaru completed the first trial. That would make sense to have if we were gonna have a new save point. That's probably where we would put it. Not too long after the first trial. But we'll see. Either way, it seems like he's about to have a return by death here. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, plus we didn't see Rem dead in the hallway. That was a big fear I had during that part. That he just tripped over Rem's corpse, and I wouldn't have liked that at all. So, you know, Subaru dying is preferable to that, in my opinion. So, there's that. So, I don't know what else really is to say about the episode. It was very much just a lot of talking about the current situation, people's thoughts, opinions, motivations, clarifying existence of certain things. It was that kind of episode, you know. Next episode seems like we're going to get a bit more into more violence, it seems like, considering how we ended off this one. So, yeah, I really am curious why she showed up now. I mean, maybe she was hired by the conservative faction that was mentioned. Is that a thing that could happen? Probably not. But who knows? You never know. Maybe she's a half-blood. But because we really don't know too much about her, just that she was a pretty dangerous criminal. I think that's all we really knew about her from back in the day. And that she did disembowel people. Kind of would like to see a rematch between her and why am I blanking on his name? The red-haired guy. You know who I'm talking about. Just we haven't heard his name for a while, so I don't remember what it is. You know, as expected of me. One thing I'm definitely curious about is Ram's line about telling Beatrice Roswell said to ask the question, because she wasn't very specific on what that means, just that it changes things. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to whenever that's utilized, which I imagine it will be at some point in the season, otherwise why mention it? So that'll be something. But, yeah, I don't want to keep seeing Amelia just failing this trial over and over again, because it's almost a form of torture at this point. So hopefully we can get something figured out, because I don't need to see Amelia doing this hundreds of times. That can't be healthy. Like they mentioned a couple times, I think, the idea that you can't like unqualify for the trial, which means theoretically she could just keep doing it over and over again. But that sounds horrible. No, I'd rather just Subaru do it over that. So hopefully we can get something figured out with all that. So yeah, that's all I really got to say on the episode. Just the way things ended off with this episode. Next episode, things could get pretty rough. Yeah, because we didn't even see what happened to Rem just yet, so we're probably gonna see what happened to Rem next episode. So that's unfortunate, but you know, can't be avoided. So until then, thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.